In this video, we'll be going over all the new rotation items and some tips and tricks on how to use them correctly before starting into your first tournament or scrim game. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and use creator code CoachPhilip, and let's get right into it. So the main items we have in competitive are crash pads. Number one, you can stack 6 of them in one slot. Then you have normal launch pads. They got above those, so you fly really high. You'll see in a sec. And you can carry 2 of those, and then the fizz juice, but I didn't find the fizz juice for this video, so I hope they didn't remove it, but I do think it's still in competitive. So those are the 3 items you want to be using, and you always want to combine fizz plus the crash pads plus the launch pads to go even higher and further. So yeah, that's the main 3 items. Now let's get into some strats on how to use them, especially for endgame. In mid-game, you can always combine them with the fizz to just go even higher. So a normal launch pad will get you to around 120 meters. You can fly around 300-400 meters with it, and if you add the fizz, you'll go double that height almost, and you'll be able to fly almost 1,000 meters. So you can basically go anywhere across the map to get a really good position. This is really useful in mid game. You throw that on the pad, use a fizz, and then you can get it onto a nice position on a mountain somewhere. So use your pad plus fizz in mid game to get to a nice position. Then in endgame, you don't want to go that high, usually, but you can because you fly so high that you're not even in render distance. So like when you pad up, you won't be able to get shot, but of course when you're flying down, you need to make sure you dive down instantly when you're getting shot so you don't get completely lasered. So don't have your glider out in the air when people see you. Make sure you dive down instantly, but that's always risky in stacked games, so I do recommend, if you're in a box, throw down the pad on the bottom of your box, and then you edit out the cone, and then you just keep the cone, so you hit the cone when you're using the pad, and that way you won't go out that much. You can combine that with the fizz again. What's also really good is if you add a floor after the cone. So you added the cone and then you put a floor in front. That way you don't even open your glider. You just get boosted out of your box and fly ahead. You can combine that with sliding. Always make sure you have a free rotation. You can get over players. Make sure there's nothing blocking your view, like there's no tree in the way or something. That's going to be a pretty bad situation if you just waste that pad and land in a tree. So always check before, always scout ahead, look where enemies are. Make sure you do that. And you can also do the same thing with a crash pad. So with a crash pad, throw it down in your box, again, edit out the top, and then you'll go flying. If you want to go further, if you have a far rotate, use your fizz, combine that, and you'll go even further. So always try to think about how far you want to get, how free it is, scout, and then with that information you can decide if you want to fizz or not. And if you don't have to, I don't recommend necessarily using a pad. If you have a pad but you see the rotate's completely free on one side, just walk there. Usually it's way less risky because in the pad you'll get shot out of the air. If you just run around the left, for example, of zone and there's no one there, you won't get shot. You build a couple walls, then you're full chilling just by running and not using any movement, and you can use that for next zone if you still need it. The crash pads are also really useful in fighting. Because you don't have the shockwaves, you can't like get to your teammates quick, so the crash pads are good to do that. So if your teammate is a bit further away and he gets ambushed by a team or something, you can use those crash pads to get to them really quick. Launch pad, you go way too far, fizz takes a bit, so crash pads are really useful because you can get on them, sprint over the crash pad, and then you go flying pretty far to your teammate, so you can help them out in the fight. Really useful stuff right here. And yeah, that's the main strategies for now. We're definitely going to be taking a look at some VODs in the future of some trio teams, so make sure to subscribe and let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Join the Discord if you want to ask me something there, and I'll see you in the next one.